All right, I got to go. He's starting to launch us again.
We're live.
See you, buddy. All right.
I feel like I'm too far away from you now.
I thought you were a perfect distance away from me.
Hey, Justin, what's up, bud? Ron, listen, we're still trying to figure this out, buddy. Are you on the way to my house?
Why is he coming to your house?
He was maybe coming. He said his wife was kicking him out of his house for the night because she's doing a Bible study or something.
Oh, fair enough.
Oh gosh, that's getting so much better. I'm telling you. Woo!
The 13th colony?
That's getting so much better.
Yeah.
Woo! Robert, what's up, bud? How are you doing? Both Roberts. All right. Sounds good. Oh, nice. Green River Foolproof. Love that. Definitely love that bottle. What's up, Paul? Thanks for joining us at the from Old South Jersey. Todd, here's the deal. You're gonna see a review that we do in a few days next week, and I apologize already. We'll talk about it.
I should probably mute this.
Yeah, you probably should. And just know that I'm sorry already. Cheers, Joe. Whiskey Golf. I feel like you and I would be really good friends because those are two things that I love too. What is your real name? Todd, I appreciate that all is forgiven, but I'll make it right somehow.
To be fair, I do feel bad too because I would have thought the same thing. Here's our thing from Ken.
Oh, nice. Hey, Brian, how are you? Well, we appreciate you for jumping on here. What's up? All right, Lucas, good. I don't have to call you Whiskey Golf, although I do like it.
Yeah, I like Whiskey Golf. Why can't we call him Whiskey Golf?
I mean, I'm okay with Whiskey Golf, but I'd like to know names too.
Fair enough.
Because some people have these funky names. Not that Whiskey Golf is a funky name, but it just feels weird to call you Whiskey Golf.
Fair enough.
Have we tried the 9 year? No, we have not reviewed the 9 year yet, Joe.
I have tried it, Joe.
Okay. One of us have tried it.
I have tried it.
It is at his house, so I have not tried it.
But it is on the agenda to get reviewed. Dave goes on vacation next week.
So it'll be probably 2 weeks before we review it.
Yeah. But we'll get it because we're going to do that in the port finish at the same time.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Oh, Joe, speaking of Sagamore 9 year, see the comment below. Knob Creek 9 year, that's good. I'm finishing some 13th Colony Double Oak.
Trying to figure out where everything's at right now.
Fair enough. Other than that, I have an empty Glen. So
man, this thing really dramatically
we'll wait for a little bit longer just before we completely get started on what we're doing.
Hey, Robert, I see what you just posted on there. Tasting Oh Granddad 16, so disappointing. Is it the finish that's disappointing, or is it the entire thing that's disappointing?
Yeah, I'd really like to know that too.
Because I'm hearing, like, I hear good things, and I hear some things like what Robert's saying, but then I'm also hearing like everybody say like it doesn't really have a finish.
Oh, the finish. That's exactly what he said. The finish.
Everybody's saying that. Like everybody's saying like the finish is just meh at best.
Oh, Jordan. That's my jam too, that 1924, man. It is. Yes, please. I don't know if I have it down here tonight.
Have what down here?
1924. I think it might still be out in my garage.
Did we put that on our big list we just came out with? Or did we forget that?
We forgot it.
I thought we did.
There was a couple of things that I think we forgot off the big list.
What did we forget?
1924. And I feel like there was something else that we didn't put on there.
So we have a video coming out. It was it's coming out next week.
Yeah.
Oh, I do want to try that too.
I got a bottle of the Redwood Empire Van Dusen straight white rye whiskey. It might be my favorite name for any bourbon right now, Van Dusen. So I had a little pour of this the other day.
Oh, Keith, you didn't like that Hazmat Stag finish on it. I didn't think it was bad. I think that Hazmat Stag is good. Let me back up here. Keith is talking about the Liquor Barn pick that just came out.
Yeah.
It's 146.6. To my knowledge, it's the highest proof. If anything come out of Buffalo Trace, it's like the second highest proof of anything Sazerac.
Keith, I thought the same thing when I tried it at Liquor Barn. I thought the same exact thing. I think the finish lacks for such a high proof bourbon.
You thought it would be more.
Yes.
Because now people are acting like after they drink it, they're like, that doesn't drink hazmat. It drinks high proof, but it doesn't drink hazmat.
Yeah.
So now everybody's like, well, maybe they just mislabeled it. And I'm like, I hate like conspiracies. Like, I'm not a conspiracy guy at all. I mean, do I think certain shady things have happened?
Cheers to you too, bud. What are you drinking on?
But I like a little proof.
Well, this Van Dusen smells like a rye.
I don't even know the mash bill on it.
I don't even know.
You totally should have brought that. We should have done that big review. I've been waiting to do those
Well,
forever.
I mean, we can do it. I'm sure that I get to keep this now that I open it. Rob and Jim, if you all are on here, which I doubt you are because you're in Europe, but if you happen to be on here, just know that I'm drinking your Redwood Empire Van Dusen.
Ron, I'll message you about the stag later.
Yeah.
Paul, that Russell's 15th.
This is a high malt mash, so should tell you.
You may read it,
Yeah.
or are you gonna go put on glasses?
No, I told you I'm not wearing glasses ever. Oh, nice, Paul. Russell's. I wish I had one of those. I don't.
Oh, I didn't realize this was a rye whiskey.
Yeah. What do you think it was?
I just thought it was a bourbon.
No, it's a rye.
Okay, well, I didn't know.
Yeah.
67% rye, 31% malted barley, and 2% wheat. Like they just want to throw the 2% wheat in just to be able to say it has wheat.
Well, Charles, that's what I'm drinking right now.
94 proof though.
Hey, funny thing is I do have a backup right now, even though I won't have a backup after Rob comes and visits the state of Kentucky again.
It smells very youthful.
It probably is. But it smells rye.
Also smells like a
Blake, hoo-ah. If any of you are Kentucky Sports Radio fans, you'll get that. Blakey, how are you doing? Anthony, what's up, man?
I'm gonna be real honest with you. This smells like a real sweet tea with a lot of lime and a lot of lemon.
Well, I can just already tell you that Zach will hate this because of the sweet tea smell.
I don't like tea. Had a bad experience.
Listen, we can keep passing that cigar right around, Ron. He sent me another one. I told you, I broke one, and he was just like, "No, take another one." Ron, I actually still have yours too.
Ron, I'm pretty sure he's just going to keep dropping them out of his car until he doesn't have to get them anymore.
Oops.
I'm just happy you didn't do it in my driveway.
Yeah. No, it was at the church parking lot.
Even better.
Yeah.
All right, Dave. So you went on a pick here recently.
I did.
Why don't you talk about it?
I'm going to. Just wanting to sniff here a little bit.
Spill the tea. Charles, how dare you?
So here's the deal. I got asked, actually, Zach probably got asked first.
Oh, Ron, that was his. Oh, you broke Ron's.
No,
I broke a jerk.
I broke mine, and Ron just keeps going. No, you just keep that one. Just keep that one.
Yeah. Can we turn off the phones, please?
No,
or was that your computer?
it was my computer. My phone is actually off.
Mm.
Yeah, so we got asked as a channel, and I think it was probably Zach initially got asked, but he couldn't go because he had to work and stuff like that. And so,
Boo,
yeah,
work.
so they said, well, I guess we'll take the secondary person, which is fine with me. I'll take the seconds. I'm not too proud because truthfully, I'd never been to Buffalo Trace for a pick at all. I've been there a couple times to pick up some bottles and stuff like that, but I've never done a tour.
Let me see those Glens.
I've never done a tour.
While you're talking, we'll set all this up.
And I've never done a tour or anything like that. So it was really cool. We got to, and so our buddy Greg, who is up in Michigan,
who I got his wedding invitation the other day. Did you get one?
I don't know if I've gotten one yet or not.
Greg, I'm just saying, if I'm invited and he's not, just upset bottle.
No, they invited me in person. So,
but did you get an invitation?
Maybe it's lost in the. Can
we please turn that off?
It doesn't turn off. It's just what it is.
You can't mute your phone.
My phone is off. My phone is literally, it's off.
You can't turn the sound down on your computer?
No. I can't. I guess I could.
Why don't you just turn it all the way down?
It won't do it again.
I have no clue what I'm looking at.
So anyway, Greg is our friend up in Michigan. He is going to be our other friend Jim's future son-in-law, and so
congrats, Jim.
He has he's a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend, but his friend won a barrel, a Blanton's Gold pick, a Blanton's Gold barrel during the Sazerac, the whole raffle and stuff and everything they do. So they came down and they asked me if I could join them. And since I had never done a Buffalo Trace pick, I'd never done any of that, I cleared my schedule so that I could go do it. And I'm really glad I did. We got to choose from 4 barrels. 3 of them were good. One of them was terrible. That's okay. But I think more importantly, we got to spend the day with Freddie. And if you don't know who Freddie Johnson is, look him up. Yeah. You look him up. You'll see all about him. He's in the the Bourbon Hall of Fame or the Whiskey Hall of Fame now.
If he's not, he will be.
And he he was our tour. He was kind of our tour guide, our barrel pick guy, all that stuff. And so we got to spend the whole day with him, and it was a great experience. We got there at 10 and spent from 10 to about 4 o'clock with Freddie. We got lunch. We did a barrel pick, which the barrel pick was a lot of fun. He makes it a lot of fun. One of the barrels tasted very medicinal. One was kind of didn't drink special. And then the 2 that we chose from really were both really good. And we ended up choosing the one that will come out. This is not a Bourbon Kingdom pick at all. We just happen to get to go on the pick with them. I might be able to get my hands on a bottle or 2. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure how that's going to work or if it's not going to work. So we'll see how it goes. But all in all,
I bet you. I mean, normally you can get a.
All in all, I'm hoping we can. All in all, I'm really, really, really glad I got to go on it. Kind of gives me some ideas of when we get to go to Buffalo Trace as Bourbon Kingdom and do that. So it'll be fun.
It over here so it doesn't get in the way.
Yeah,
this came from Ken, by the way.
Yeah, this is the blind came from Ken, and Ken is he is one of our Patreon members. He is a friend of the channel, has been for about 3 years now. Just super great dude.
Yeah, I love Ken.
I don't know if there's any other thing to say besides he's just super great. We actually got to see him this past weekend. Mm-hmm. He was in town for Jason from Mash and Drum.
Which that's something else to talk about. I had a great time at Jason's on Friday. I wasn't able to attend on Saturday.
I went on Saturday and had a good time too.
You and I had similar issues with storm related stuff. Mm-hmm. And then I had a little family stuff also going on, but to where we both couldn't be there at the same time. Yeah. But I was at the Bardstown portion on Friday. Had a great time. Saw a ton of you guys out there. Ken was there. Lance was there. A bunch of you all were there. So it was awesome being able to hang out with you guys. Ron, too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, Ron.
Always good to see Ron.
I mean, is it, though?
Yeah, it's always good to see Ron. All in all, it was a super fun event. Got to drink some Kelvin 4-Gate Kelvin Collaboration 6. Had a good old fashioned with some Kelvin with, I don't think it was Kelvin in the old fashioned. It was just another. I think it was a stave finish one. I think in there a stave finish one.
There's a stave finish.
Yeah, I think it was the stave finish that they made the old fashioned out of. But if you're ever in Bardstown and you want to go hang out at a place, go to Liam and Ash. It's like a little bourbon bar, have food and stuff like that too, but just excellent. Just a cool little
I think
joint.
It's new too.
It is new.
Yeah.
They actually,
because I think they've kind of stolen some bartenders here locally that are pretty well known. Like one came from Willett and some other places, but
yeah. Thanks, Blake. I knew you'd know. Funny enough, is they are actually opening a hotel too that is going to be completely bourbon themed. Like,
I mean, it's going to be in Bardstown, isn't it?
Yeah, but it
kind of feel like
it's got like 93 rooms. It's got 8 of them are going to be suites. There's like this huge hot tub, big person hot tub that's going to be like, I mean, there's just all kinds of stuff in there. It's going to be awesome. And I really want to talk to them that if Bourbon Kingdom ever does a meetup event, I want to do it there. It'll be fun.
Fair. Let's just get through this year first.
Yeah,
we got to get to Austin, Texas first before I want to plan an event.
Ooh, Austin, Texas.
I know. We'll talk about it later.
I'll be running to there.
Fine. I'm flying. I don't care what you do. I'm going to fly. Really quick, Sean, he said, great video today. Guys at the Firehouse watching tonight. A few of us plan on being at KBF next year. Met him down at KBF. Love the dude. He's a firefighter down there out of Kansas City.
Yeah. We met. Yeah.
So,
met Sean.
The guy,
awesome.
You know me, I was a former firefighter. I have a soft spot for all that. So, appreciate it. Okay, really quick. So, this came from Ken. Did he give this to us at the Junkies event?
Ron, he might have sent it to us, or maybe he gave it to us at the Junkies event. That is true. Ron, yes, Neat is opening a Bardstown location.
When?
It is under construction right now. I think it's being partnered with something else, but it's right up like. Have you ever been to Mammy's down there?
Yeah,
it's on the back side of Mammy's, like on the after the roundabout. You turn right and you see Mammy's there. It's right beside there. It's right beside there. Yeah.
I think I remember now somebody saying something about that in the group chat, but I don't remember. That'd be interesting. Like, obviously, I hope Owen has a ton of success with it, but it just always makes me think, how many Dusties does he have?
Blake, I have no clue. I don't really go into. I'm assuming that it was at the Cox's.
No, I don't think it was.
Where was it at?
I don't think Cox's has any in the system.
The Eagle Thief?
Yeah. No, I think it was probably from one of these smaller liquor stores.
Yeah, I don't know.
I bet you it's from probably the one of the two right out here out by your house.
From Cut Rate or or
see, Blake,
44.
Here's the thing.
I don't go to those because they're all so super secondary. Listen, all of them but Kroger and Evergreen, Cox's are super secondary.
Here's the thing, to catch everybody up here. There was an Eagle Thief apparently sitting down here in Mount Washington. It's been sitting down here for, I guess, a long time. I just fully expect Dave to go and check it out, but it was just sitting down here and Dave didn't go look and somebody found it.
I didn't go look, but it was probably $400.
Yeah. Charles, appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Thank you, Charles.
Don't forget to don't forget to like and subscribe, join the Patreon. Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah. Blake and I are on the same page on this one. For sure, it would kind of I'm not gonna say I'm mad at Dave. I'm just very disappointed.
I just don't go. The truth is, I just don't go in those stores because everything that sits behind the shelves are just too daggone expensive. And even our cut
400 was a lot.
Even
but you can't find them. So
even cut rate is gotten to the point where they are just super secondary, and
that's how a lot of those stores are now. Like, to be fair, you're also like Louisville has bad stores, without question, but the ratio of Louisville to Bardstown stores that are bad is worse because there's less stores down here.
Yeah,
and there's real, like what you're saying, Kroger and Cox's are real distilleries. I don't count them.
No, I don't count them.
But outside of those two, there's really not a good solid liquor store down here outside of those two.
Yeah.
So I do agree with you on that.
So Chase, Eagle Thief is a 4-gate release that honestly, it's close to it's close to Kelvin collaboration.
I think
it's probably better.
I think it's better. So
they're close, but I think it's probably
it was a
better.
special bottle that was made as a tribute to a friend who had passed.
Yeah.
To the owners of 4-gate.
Yeah.
And it's incredible. It really
incredible.
is. There's not a lot of them out there. There's not. It's just very hard to come by. Now, kind of with it being 4-gate, it doesn't get the love and respect that it should. But at the same time, it is an incredible bottle.
Hey Gary, what's up? Hey,
Blake knows all about it.
Hey, did you fly out of Cincinnati? Is it like the Cincinnati airport, Gary, when you all left here? Is that how you flew in and flew out? Be curious if that's the only reason you were in Covington area. Yeah. That Van Dusen has a little bit of a chocolate taste on it right now.
That what? Oh.
The Van Dusen.
Yeah, fair enough. It's like, I have no clue what he's talking about.
Oh, so okay.
Working.
So that makes sense when you go through Ohio. I try to stay on the Indiana side when I drive up to Michigan. I've had a bit of bad luck driving through Ohio. I had a bad experience.
If you guys, it was First Pours in the Park?
First Pours in the Park, yeah.
We were driving up to Ohio. He gets hit for speeding, which is kind of a load of crap because he was getting passed by the vehicles whenever he got hit.
Yeah.
But
I did not have 2 license plates on my vehicle.
Yeah, totally what got you. And I'm being serious when I say that.
Yeah.
And he got hit with that. And let me tell you something. I've maybe seen him mad twice since I've known him, and he doesn't get mad. And he was mad at that point in time. And he was wanting to pop off to the officer, which we would all agree. It's like not, when I say pop off, like as nice as possible, because he's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
I wanted to just go, did you see the 17 other people who were driving way faster than me?
Here's the other thing.
And I had my cruise control set at 70, so I know I wasn't going 80.
Here's the other thing. I had, 50, 60 bottles of alcohol in the back of the car, and all of them were open. So we weren't drinking and driving, but we definitely had open containers.
Jason, you ever done a desk pop? A desk pop. Everybody does it.
So luckily,
if you can tell me what movie, I will be really happy with whoever tells me that movie.
You know what he didn't like, though, was whenever he asked, he's like, so what are you all doing? And I was like, we're going up to I forget how I originally said it. I'm like, oh, we're going up to an event up in Michigan.
Todd, you're my boy. Yes.
There you go. And literally, whenever I said we were going up there, like he started grilling me. I'm like, yeah, we're going.
Paul, good work.
We're going up to like a whiskey meetup, and he just looked dumbfounded and like, what are you talking about? So it was a fun
That's
time.
a guilty pleasure movie for me. If it comes on TV, like on TNT or TBS, your boy Dave is watching other guys. I'm a peacock. You got to let me fly.
All right. I'm going to go to this. So this is rank and file rise. Identify. Okay. Ken sent us this game. Ken's like what we talked about earlier. Great friend. What are you?
Yes, he does. Gator needs his gat.
Focus, Dave. Focus.
Hey,
Put you on time.
You start giving me. Movie quotes, and I'm
all right. So he basically wants us to figure out what bottles these are, where they're
don't go chasing
from.
waterfalls.
You're doing that on purpose at this point. Anyways, he wants to do all that. He also says if we want to be optional, we can guess proof and age. But they're all finished.
Gosh.
He said they're all finished. But he really wants us to guess bottles, distillery, and source.
Oh. Can't you just say, can you just guess if it's good or not?
Yeah.
That's what I prefer. Is it good or not good?
I'm going to need notes. I don't have anything to write down on, so.
I guess I can write notes too.
Because if not,
Todd, we just became best friends. You and me and Paul. We're going to get together and we're going to watch other guys next time you're in town. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Lemongrass out the wazoo.
So these are all finished ryes, right?
I guess. No, it does not say it just says they're all finished. So no.
It's rank and file ryes, so I'm assuming they're all ryes.
Oh, I didn't read the headline. Yeah. It helps if I was born to lead, not to read. Somebody guess that movie.
Born to lead, not read. Oh, what is that? There's something.
There you go. Paul knew.
What was it?
Paul.
Oh, I haven't even. That's crazy. I love The Simpsons, but I've actually never watched The Simpsons movie. I watch probably almost every episode through about season 15 or 16.
Yeah, I mean, I was the same way. I think the last thing I watched was the Simpsons movie of the Simpsons, but. I'm gonna give Paul credit on that. That would be kind of, if he did know that, I don't think he Googled it because that would be pretty.
That was quick. Yeah,
that was pretty quick.
Yeah. Gosh, that has an odd.
Man, that falls off quick.
Front.
Ton of lemongrass on there. Very cocktaily.
It almost feels like. Yes, it almost feels like an old-fashioned mix.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what that feels like.
I
don't know what lemongrass is.
So,
well, at the distillery.
What am I supposed to guess again?
At the distillery, they released 240 bottles. I don't know if they're going to release them again or not. And so the rumor is, and we talk about this in a review that we just did and we'll put out next week, but the rumor is that it's smaller than the previous two releases. So it may be harder to get your hands on than some of the other ones. Yeah, Blake, you might be right. It might be around 5,000 bottles.
On which one? I'm sorry.
Camp Nelson B.
So here's what I do know. They released 240 bottles at the distillery. They normally get a percentage of how much of the release it is. And I know Russell's 15, they got a little bit over 700. So if they got a little bit over 700 and there's only 240 bottles they released down there I'm sorry, let me back up. They released a little bit over 700 bottles of the Russell's 15, which is roughly what they did of the last single Rick and roughly what they did of the last, Russell's 13 as well. Yeah. My guess is that it's 1/3 that size. So, I just don't know. I still don't know how big the Russell's 15 batch is. I've heard so many different rumors. I don't know what I believe and what I don't believe.
This kind of tastes like a biscuit.
Biscuit?
It does. It kind of has, and not in a yeasty way. It tastes like, when you pop the biscuits and it's like the ones that you bake from the roll. That's kind of what it tastes like to me.
It does have some nice char to it.
I can't get over anything but the biscuit smell. I mean, biscuit taste.
I don't love that because that's, like I said, very.
I don't. It has
No
a
wonder
little.
it tastes like char. That was the double oak I was just drinking.
It has a little bit of. It does. It tastes a little bit like an old fashioned, and it tastes a little bit like a biscuit.
That got super charry. I'm like, why is that getting super charry?
Yeah. And I feel like Ken likes to stump you.
Mm-hmm. There's a couple people who have really got us during Advent, and Ken's one of them.
Yeah,
for sure.
My notes on this is it tastes like a biscuit old fashioned. Anthony, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. If you're hanging out in here and you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button for us. It's always nice to have that happen.
I'm also guessing years improved, but man, I don't know. Anthony, appreciate that. Man, you didn't have to do that. We very grateful.
What's up, Josh? Thanks for joining us. We are in the middle of, actually, we just began a rank and file rise given to us by Ken Akamoto, and he is a friend of the channel. He is a Patreon member. So if you see him ever, he does not interact a whole lot on there. He's a busy man. I'm sure
Ken is always busy.
He always seems like
he is a busy.
He comes.
Man.
He came in for an event this weekend, and I was like, "Hey, did you go to the bottle show?" He goes, "Nah, I had to work." I was like, "You always be working."
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Ken, you always got to go to the bottle show, man.
Yeah,
but I get it. He does have to work. He's a busy dude. All right, this smells a little bit more familiar.
This smells more like are we not supposed to talk about it? I mean, talk about it, but
I'm not giving you my opinion until like I figured we can talk a little bit about it, but I'm trying not to give too many details of my opinion.
Yeah.
Until we'll read it all. Well, we'll talk about our opinions at the end, and then we'll open it up and figure out what it is. Put Sealbach versus okay. I said Sealbach held its ground versus okay at 15.
Alex, I mean, most people would say that it was Nashville. Since hot chicken, I guess, originated in Nashville, and I've had hot chicken in Nashville. It is definitely different than hot chicken anywhere else.
Yeah, it really is different. Yeah. It's kind of like, in a weird way, it's like saying like you're getting seafood whenever you don't live on the coast compared to getting seafood on the coast. It's just different.
It is different. I've had really good Nashville chicken in Nashville, and I've had one that I swear it came from the bowels of hell, and the heat on it was so much. And I like heat, but the heat on it was so much that I couldn't even finish eating it. It was burning my mouth so bad. I had to like get milk and get whatever. Joella's is fine, but they have so many different flavors. I like a lot of things from Joella's too.
Blake, really quick, did he not put the Russell's 15 up against it? I thought he was going to do that as well. I haven't watched it or heard anything about it, but that's what I want to do with our bourbon battle. But somebody has to get back from vacation for us to do that.
Yeah, I do.
But I'm going to be honest with you. I think that Russell's 15 still kind of beats the brakes off of them.
Of what?
So I've had Sealbach 15. I've had the OKI 15.
Mm-hmm.
And then talking about the Russell's 15, like doing a bourbon battle of all three of those. Because all those are Russell's barrels.
Yeah. I would venture to say that the OKI would probably be last.
So in my opinion,
unless I have not had the Sealbach.
So I think the Sealbach one is better.
I've tasted the OKI 15 twice. The first time was a fresh crack, and it tasted like they just sat a whole bunch of new toothpicks in the drink, and that's what it didn't taste as much like fresh oak as that one, because that really surprised me. The fact that it's a 15-year-old wild turkey product.
Those two do not blend well.
No.
That blends terribly.
That tastes familiar, though, for some reason.
I'm pretty sure I know what it is on the nose. Daniel, get it. If you can, get it.
Oh, Josh, if those were your candied almonds, yep, I might have ate a few of those.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Michael, listen, I've seen you in passing at church. I swear I need to like take a second and stop and talk to you for a few minutes.
That is.
I mean, I've talked to you in passing before too.
Number 2 is so much better on that second pour.
But I think you'll be happy with that reserve. I think you will.
We have reviewed that. That will drop. I think that's pretty good.
What?
The Booker's Reserve.
Okay, I have a 30th anniversary somewhere over here.
Oh, we're not comparing those two.
No, I'm just saying this is one of the only Bookers I've liked ever, and the Reserve is the second one that I would say that I enjoy. Yes, I'm definitely not comparing those two.
Blake.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Scott, that is correct. So, Nashville Barrel Company, last live that we did, we had their samples. They also gave us some shirts too.
Michael, you'll have to wait. I'm actually heading out west to
Danny. That's not cheap.
To Bozeman, Montana, for vacation. So I won't be in the next 2 Sundays. But yeah, for sure. And we just need to come to my house and hang out since we live so close. Yeah, Danny, that is $379.
Is that after taxes?
That's getting up in that generations.
I don't know. Okay.
I have not tried the Booker's, the 2024 3.
Okay, so what do I need? Okay.
Oh, what is? I mean, I'm game to try Cigar for sure.
Sorry, I'm writing down my guess here.
Yes, J Whiskey, you are definitely correct. The Reserves is better than Infinite, for sure. I thought Infinite just tasted like a regular Booker's. And if I'm trying to drink a special bottle, that's not what I would consider a special bottle for how much it costs.
Let's see. And what were you guessing? Proof and age? Man, I don't remember the age on those.
Which one are we talking about? I'm sorry.
I'm still on number 2. I think it's like young to old.
I'm not even guessing. I'm just drinking. I feel like I know what that is too. At least I know what.
Well, you got to write down. It's part of the game.
I know what. I feel like I know what distillery it is.
What distillery do you think it is?
I'm not saying.
I already have my answers locked in.
No, I mean it's not locked in until it's locked in. That's what we say.
That sounds good.
Hey, listen, Daniel. You always got to know what is too much to stay healthy with your wife. That is so true.
Yeah, mentioning my wife, she's probably watching this right now. So love you. Thank you for taking care of the babies tonight.
Yeah, Randa, love you. Thanks for taking care of his babies tonight. Tell your babies I love them.
Shout out to the old wife.
Wake her up and tell her I said I love her too.
Who? The wife?
No, the other one.
Oh, Oakley?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck waking up my daughter.
Yeah. Ooh, Coy Hill dropped in Wisconsin. You lucky dog.
Man, I'm really hoping that I'll be able to find one. Not this weekend, but next weekend.
Shut your
That's not my fault. You take too many vacations. Oh, the nose smells kind of good, but like there's not a ton on it.
That feels very rummish.
But very limited source near me. Oh, Sean, 589 is terrible. Oh yeah, that is right. I remember Keith, you sitting there telling us whenever we went out and had lunch that that Libby's sister is from Wisconsin. So yeah, definitely sit there and make that call. Okay, that's gotten a little bit better. This is a little bit more like traditional rye with some dill, some pepper in there. Honestly, it doesn't smell finished at all.
I smell rum on it.
That's good. That's
Honestly
the best one of the three.
Honestly speaking, that does not drink like a rye to me.
I think it drinks like a rye.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
There's a bit of spice on the backside of it, but
I think it's that finish that takes away from some of that.
yeah, maybe that's what it is. The Redwood Empire supply is lacking. That's what I say. There's a few bottles that you can like. If you want an Emerald Giant, you might as well try to find Snuffleupagus. You're just not finding it. Every once in a while, you can find a Pipe Dream. I can find Pipe Dream pretty much wherever I need to, but the Lost Monarch, the Emerald Giant, I mean, any of the cast strength finishes, like they're just hard to find. They're available every once in a while, but just not as much as I would like.
Justin, good luck on your trip and safe travels, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Happy hunting too. I always tell people a really good tip is whenever you are driving somewhere, try to pre-plan your route best you can in any kind of major areas you're gonna be in. Look for bourbon groups in that area, and that will help you kind of like poke and prod and pick and choose.
That changes
where you might be able to go. Because a lot of people are like, well, I'm gonna stop off at this liquor store off the highway and everything else. I'm like, literally you and every other person driving through. So sometimes you kind of have to go off the beaten path, which people don't want to do, but occasionally you can also find good picks, or maybe a store drop will be around a certain time. So
hey Ben, nice to see you. It's all right, you're never late unless we're done with the live, and then you're late. Other than that, we're glad you're here. Grab a pour, hang out. We're doing a rye blind from Ken, and he lives in Arizona, and no telling what he's going to give us to try. So
I don't.
Yeah, Joe. I mean, if they're control states, I mean, that's definitely harder to come by for sure.
I good on quality, but then I dropped 400 on over 800.
That tastes like a little bit. It kind of tastes a little cigar-y finish on that now too.
I'm pretty sure I know the brand. I don't know the bottle. I like bourbon a lot. Honestly, if you found an Elmer T 100-year tribute for 400, that's I know this sounds stupid, but that's a good price.
Yeah, that is a good price.
Because I think they're going for like $1,000.
Yeah, that's a good price for
sure. On the secondary and stuff.
Ben, I unfortunately did not. I got my termination letter today in the mail.
Ben, I haven't heard. So
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but
I assume bad because whatever. I'm gonna give it till.
Did you, Ben? Did you get in?
Okay, I'm guessing a bottle here, but I'm pretty sure I'm wrong.
I have no clue. Ken's trying to kill me. You know, I'm just now falling in love with fries, and he gives us a rye blind.
Oh, the problem is trying to guess that proof.
Paul, shh. Don't say anything. I'm sure he knows already anyway.
No, actually, I didn't guess that at all. I don't think it's that.
Alan, after putting in my secret code told me, drink more Ovaltine. Boom. Todd, that was for you. Paul, that was for you too.
Oh yeah,
I haven't even thought about proofs yet.
I mean, I'm kind of going generic here with this. All right, number 4.
Hey, listen, Ben, honestly, if somebody promised you their bottle, that's really, I mean, ultimately, that's the best part of the night anyway, right? The event will be fun. Heaven Hill does good events, but I mean,
it'll be fun.
I mean, at the end of the night,
well, in that event, they do a pretty good job.
If you can,
Paul 1,000% Sagamore over Whistle Pig.
Yeah, that's not even close.
And let me say this: I've had some really good Whistle Pig, like some older stock Whistle Pig stuff. I've had some good Whistle Pig. I just like Sagamore more. So,
thank you, Alex. Well, you know, he's mentioned secret codes, and you know the decoder ring and all that stuff. Like this is all the stuff that's trapped up here is movie quotes, music, and useless knowledge. That's what's up here, and that's what flushes out at all times.
At all times.
Hey, Brian, how are you, bud?
Trying to keep him focused. Probably Joe.
I mean,
Probably.
Joe, listen. I mean, do what
Don't
you got to do.
start asking Joe for a barrel pick, all right? You ask everybody else for a barrel pick.
Joe, I mean, you are like Sagamore's mascot.
No, he should be their brand ambassador.
You should be
That's
their
what
brand
Joe
ambassador.
should be doing.
Yeah, that is true. That you probably should be their brand. And as their brand ambassador, future brand ambassador, we will be happy to come up to Sagamore and do a barrel pick. Just saying.
It would be actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it would be awesome.
Like if I probably had to do if I had to do like a top 5, I bet you Sagamore is like really close to that 5th spot.
Sagamore is at that spot, and Austin, Texas was in that spot.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. So I think we're good on that one.
I know. I'm just saying in my top 5.
Yeah.
And so if we're marking off a list here,
yeah,
that one. A Buffalo Trace, a BTAC single barrel. I still think that would be.
Joe, we have too many nurses.
Joe, you probably should.
I can't imagine you do terrible at Sagamore, to be fair. Robert, have fun over at Still Austin, man. Was actually just on the phone with him this week. So I know we keep joking about Still Austin, but we're hoping to have a pick lined up with him sometime next year.
So true.
So, what's up, Mojo?
Justin, maybe we could do a burr rye. Mojo, what's up?
That is sweet and spicy and bubblegum.
This last one, is that where you're at now?
Mm-hmm. Those are pretty solid, Mojo. I like those.
I thought the same thing about that last one. It does definitely taste bubblegummy. So, do you think this is a blend with what's the card company that used to put bubblegum in their cards? Upper Deck.
Yeah. No.
Okay. Tops. It was Tops.
Oh, it was the Tops.
I think it was Tops.
See, okay. So if I was very young, yes, I had like basketball cards like everybody else. But that wasn't really my generation. My generation went hardcore into Pokemon cards, and that's what we went into collecting.
Yeah. Artfully Bourbon. Yeah. Happy Friday Eve.
Happy Friday Eve. That's when I go back to work for the next 4 days.
Friday's usually my hardest physically demanding job when I do electrical work on Fridays. That's
oh, blessed thee.
Oh yeah, Blake. The card bubble gum was terrible, but
I mean,
you and I know we would chew it.
I mean, it's worse than zebra bubble gum.
Yeah, zebra's terrible.
Zebra, you had like 5 seconds of like pure enjoyment and flavor, and then it got terrible. Now that's interesting. I think that's almost different than the first 3. Like, very different.
Hmm.
I don't know.
You're right, Mojo. Like the grapey bubble gum. Sometimes that is really good. Yeah, I'm not sure we've done a Bardstown pick, but it wasn't a rye pick, was it?
No.
It was. I think it was a bourbon pick. It wasn't for us. We did it with our, again, some people from Michigan. It's kind of seems the way it's been going for the last little bit for Michigan. So, but yeah, that was so I didn't ask that question because we didn't do a rye. I'm sure somebody knows.
Okay, so if this will, I'm basically done.
I'm basically done too, but
I'm either done really well with my proofs tonight, or I've done really terribly.
Yes, Ron, I have done the single barrel high wheat, and I'll be honest with you, I like the regular high wheat better. I liked it, but I like the regular high wheat better. But both are really good, just a little bit different. And oh yeah, Ron, you're in here, so you can tell people what's going on with Bardstown. If the ryes are all in that single level, whatever.
All right, are you done?
Indie whiskey guy, just look me up on Facebook. Let Zach see that though, because he'll get mad at you. He'll get mad at me.
I mean,
he'll get mad at me.
It's like the most ridiculous thing ever. So Dave puts out there in one video that he's wanting to trade for Remus 5, which, by the way, y'all want to trade Dave for Remus 5? That's totally cool. I'm happy for both of you all to work something out. Dave never looks at the email or Facebook messages, so I have to send him reminders of stuff. So I'm kind of becoming like his personal secretary when it comes to all this.
Well, it's funny. Today I told some people to find me on Facebook, and instead of finding me on Facebook, they found me. Bourbon King. No, they've just found Bourbon Kingdom.
Or write me.
And so I was like, I gave him. I said, hey, just look up Dave Parkerson. You can find me. I'm on Facebook. I'm right there. So,
Ron, how dare you jump off for a
minute? Rich, I'm really hoping that Nancy will come on our pick with us and help us pick. That would be awesome.
I don't know.
Nancy, if you're watching this, which I know you're not, we're going to be there hopefully in April. And if we're there in April, why don't you come hang out with us for a little bit?
You got to rank all these, by the way.
I got to rank them all?
I mean, it would help.
I don't even know what they are. Oh, That hit me weird that time.
Which one did you?
No, that's still that stupid old-fashioned biscuit.
Why did you go back to it? It's the worst one.
Because I mean, I'm just trying to like make sure I taste what I'm tasting.
You all should see him trying to make a decision whenever we are going through bottles for videos. He's like,
Brian,
Jim Carrey, where he makes faces.
Brian, right now we are going through a rye blind that someone from the channel sent us to try to.
Yeah, so
to try to
Ken,
do.
one of our Patreon members, he gave us this.
It did feel like that, Anthony.
Yeah, no kidding. So he gave us 4 bottles. We know they're all finished ryes, and we have to guess the bottles, distillery, sourced, or I guess not, and then the proof and the age. And then
Ron, look at Ben's question. He just wants to know if all Bardstown picks are warehouse A floor 1. Yeah, it will be interesting, and of course, leave it to Ken to do this because I'm just now really like falling in love with ryes, and so to give me 4 ryes to check and see their blend, their proof, and all that good stuff, I'm in for a long night.
Okay. Really quick, which ones were your favorite? Which ones were you not?
Hold on. I think it was this one.
See, this is what I'm talking about, guys. Every time. Every single time.
It was between 3 and 4, I think, were my... No, not 4. I think it was 3. This was last. I'm telling you, a biscuit old-fashioned does not taste good.
Yeah. I don't get the biscuit part, but I definitely don't care for that. Charles, Zach, you are an executive assistant, not a secretary. Dave needs all the help he can get. You ain't lying.
Charles.
You're not lying whatsoever.
Charles, I've lived my life in a certain way. Contacted me and said, hey, you want to do a channel with me?
Time out. That is not... You were like, oh, I want to do it with you.
However it happened. We'll agree to disagree. But however it happened.
That was exactly how it happened.
Anyway, so he knew what he was getting into. He knows me. We've known each other for a long time. And he knows that for Dave Parkerson, I am a big picture guy. Like, ooh, details, not so much.
Before the channel, I used to volunteer for Dave at our church that we went to. And like literally he had like 3 people he was super close to that was like really his hardcore volunteers of like organizing events.
Yeah.
Me, my wife, and then Stephanie Taylor.
Yeah.
Probably Stephanie being number 1, obviously. But like, yeah, I knew exactly what I was getting into.
Eric Benzel, what's up, dude? Eric goes to church with me. He's one of my security dudes. What's up, man? I'm glad you jumped on here.
Blake, that's me.
Yeah, so, Blake for sure.
Back in 2014, I might have gotten an ID from Wisconsin. Graduated high school in 2007. Anyways, let's talk about what we really like.
Sean, I'm actually interested in what this biscuit one is too, for sure.
Okay, so let's talk about which ones we like to dislike, and then we'll go over our picks on things.
Charles, I'm happy about that too. But don't tell him.
Very glad Zach goes to Shepherd. Here we go. All right.
This is my order.
So you put 4 last?
No, 4's second or third. What did I do then?
I don't know, but if you look, it looks like it goes first, second, third, last.
No, this is last. This is last.
I mean, you all told me his glasses looked all.
No, this is last. The biscuit is last.
How are you going to drive on this vacation and you...
The biscuit's last.
Okay, so we both agree this is last. What's your first?
3.
Okay, so I put 4 as my first. What's your second?
This is my second. Sorry.
Okay, so
it looks a little
okay.
Out of whack,
so it looks very out of whack.
Yeah.
But I'm following you now. So we both had 1 and 2 as our last, second to last, and then we just switched 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's fair. I like 3 too. It's much more traditional. Like I bet whatever that is, that's good quality.
Yeah.
In there. All right. What did you guess for your number one?
What it was?
Yeah.
I had no clue.
I have no clue either.
I mean,
literally didn't even guess.
If I had to
something.
guess, I would say Whistle Pig.
So I wanted to guess like a Texas whiskey or a Tennessee or like a Tennessee or a Texas rye, but it doesn't drink
Ben,
like
thanks
that.
for the King fund.
Respect. I would sit there and say,
Michael, yeah, this is a Pillsbury. This is a Pillsbury pick.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's not great.
I wonder how he did this. Did he put it all on one?
No. Let's go over what we had.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's go over what we had so nobody can change answers. I literally have no clue what it is, what the bottle is. I have no clue where it's from. I'm guessing it's MGP. I'm guessing 95 proof. I'm guessing young. It's 4 years old.
I'm saying Whistle Pig, and I'm saying 96 proof. And I don't have a clue on age. Let's just say 3 years.
Okay. All right. Number two. What do you think number two is?
I said a Sagamore.
Oh, really?
This is my guess.
Okay.
104 proof.
Okay.
And age, again, it's probably 3 or 4 years, like probably 4 years old.
Well, okay. So we're kind of close on the age. I'm pretty sure this is Midwinter Night's Dram.
Okay.
I'm guessing it's either 10 or 11. I think it's 11. I think I like 10 a lot more.
I haven't drank those in so long that it's hard for me to remember.
No, I get it. So then I guess High West, it's from High West, it's MGP, and then 98 proof. And I know the age is somewhere between 4 and 18. So I would say 4 would be the age for it, because I know they have some older stocks in there.
Yeah.
I literally think they just put older bottles or older barrels in there just to say they have older barrels in there at this point. All right, number 3. Now, I guessed on that one, I guess it's a 4-gate River Rye. I think it's River Rye, if I'm saying that right. Source from MGP, 95.5. I guessed 109.5 proof. I don't really know the proof on those.
I said 114 proof, and I didn't have a clue on who it was from. I didn't even guess.
And then I also guessed 8.5 years.
But I also think it tastes kind of rummish to me.
Well, and they have some rum finishes too.
I mean, 4-gate has definitely a bunch of different finishes.
I don't think it's rum, because I feel like a lot of their rum barrels are a lot more dark. Like they have a lot more dark features that affect the whiskey on it.
Yeah. Blake said it's called River Kelvin Rye.
Okay, that one.
Yeah.
I guess that one. There's also like an Australian like port something or whatever. I thought about that one, but I'm not sure if it's that one or not.
Sorry if you all can hear my dogs running and jumping around.
They're excited.
Yeah.
All right. What was your last one you guessed?
To me, that one tastes bubblegummy. And for whatever reason, I think you were right. I think it was. I said it was 108 proof, and I guess like a 5 year. But I just don't know my ryes enough to really know.
Well, I don't know. I don't know a ton of finish ryes,
Yeah.
but I guess Sagamore port finish on that one, and then I think it's Sagamore stuff, but it could be MGP. So I don't really know. I went ahead and just guessed Sagamore.
I feel like the port is more drying to me.
I don't think it's the same port that we have.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
So I almost wonder if that's like a one-off or like for the first edition or whatever. But I guess like 7 years and 103 proof. All right.
Well, let's see the damage. Thank you, Ken. If you watch this,
that's the.
If you watch this after the fact, Anthony, you're probably right, because Zach is usually right. Pour 1 is Milam and Green. It is 94 proof, which I think is what I put. Oh, I said 96.
I put 95.
Oh, dang. That's close. Hey, we were close, though. That was good. Yeah.
That was good. What's the age on it?
No age statement. It is MGP.
Yeah.
It is
95.5,
but and then it is a port cast finish from Portugal. You are right about number 2, High West Winter's Night Dram.
Is it 11?
It's Act 11, Scene 9.
Okay. That one I felt good about.
You were right about distillery on 3, but it is the Port Perry Perry. The 112.
Yeah, that's what Blake put down.
It's 112 proof, which I said 114. What did you say?
I put 109.5.
Yeah, so I was closer on that.
What was the proof on that one?
112.2, and I was 114.
Yeah.
And then you were right. It is a Sagamore port finish rye on the 4th.
What's the age and proof on that?
It's 101 proof.
Okay, so I was close.
6 years in age. I said 5. An additional 3. Oh, no, it's actually 9 years because it's 6-year rye aged and an additional 3 years in port barrels.
Mm-hmm.
Batch 1C.
Yeah, I didn't think about adding like anything like that. I just went with whatever.
And the 4-gate is aged a minimum of 8 years. So
did I get you on everything except for the proof on the 4-gate?
Proof on the 4-gate. What did you guess the proof was on 4?
103.
Yep, you got me on that. What did you guess on age?
On 4?
Yeah.
7 years.
Yeah, you were right. Not right, but you were closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's how everything goes.
And this is why we're doing Advent different this year.
Always. No, we're going to do Advent fun this year.
Actually,
if he allows me to do Advent the way that we want to do Advent.
No, I'm pretty much on board with
how
you're wanting to
you
do
all
it.
are going to. Hey, guess what? You all are going to love it.
Libya, I tell this to everybody. The most important note you can have is if you like something or not.
Daniel, don't say that stuff to him. He's just going to get a big head, already bigger than it is, and then he's not going to have room for me on the channel because his head is so big.
I didn't guess everything right, though.
Oh, the biscuit was Malum and Green.
Where's that from?
It is so Malum and Green, I think they're doing something with Cox's and Evergreen because Malum and Green were in the Cox's Evergreen tent at KBF.
So then they're not from Kentucky. It's
a craft from somewhere. Did it say where?
I don't know.
Blake, you can't fire me.
Travis, you're not wrong.
Travis, what did you say? Texas. You're probably right.
Okay, so I thought it was like a Texas. I wonder if they keep those barrels down there, or if they just straight up buy them and just go from there.
It doesn't say, but I'm sure if you look up Malum and Green, you'll find out where they're from. I guess I'm assuming everybody knows Texas.
Yeah,
I don't know that I've ever drank Malum and Green.
The CEO of Bourbon Kingdom. Randall, Dave and I have talked about getting cards, and like business cards and whatnot. And I always joke around about like all the titles we would have. And like it's almost like, in Game of Thrones, like whenever, Jon Snow or Daenerys would get like announced or whatever.
Yeah.
That's gonna be terrible.
Yeah, it is.
But we've talked about doing something like that and just filling out the names of whatever. Yeah, I told you it was gonna be terrible.
Oh, just the smell. Smell that. It smells terrible.
Oh my gosh.
Smells terrible.
I'm gonna try it.
Well, try it down the hatch. Maybe it'll taste more like mid.
See, here's the thing that sucks about that is the first one just completely overtakes the good whiskey in that.
Yeah. Oh, Anthony, we did.
But I will say,
it's not as terrible. Actually, it made things taste way better.
That finish is actually not bad.
The biscuit went away. So Pillsbury,
the biscuit did go away.
The Malum and Green,
and there's a really nice like raspberry note on the end of that now.
Yeah,
and I don't know where that came from.
It's not
nothing tastes like.
Honestly, it's not terrible.
Yeah, nose isn't great though.
Charles, I can get on board with that.
Oh yeah, I can live with that.
All right, I'm not going to drink any more of it. It's like there's like a brown sugar thing in that now too.
So, I'm surprised you didn't like this more. I like the sweetness on this.
Which one?
This Sagamore.
No, I did like it. I did like it. It was 2 for me.
Yeah.
So it was close. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I dig that.
Now, Joe, now see, I thought that was going to get up there far enough that I didn't see it, but I see it. Zach is not the king, and I am not the jester. I mean, I appreciate that you think I'm funny.
Oh, you're definitely the funny one out of the two.
So,
no,
whatever.
like we wear different hats. Like
we definitely do wear different hats.
You're like,
and I'm still so. I mean, honestly, I've been doing bourbon for like I've been into like actually like into bourbon for like 4 years. So I drank it before then, but not for
Charles. I've seen that.
What did he say? What did it say?
He's gonna fix that. I'm pretty sure I know where he's gonna go with this, but
good.
Yeah, actually, I like these kind of like blend sample kind of like blind things or whatever.
Yeah.
So if you guys are a part of our Patreon, you guys want to reach out to
For sure.
us and let us know, and you all want to send something. I just send everything to Dave's church. So
yeah,
you know,
10848.
Yeah,
it is the way it goes.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's exactly what he said.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, so that was fun. Ken, if you watch this after the fact that it's off, or maybe you're on here and we just don't know it.
I think he's driving. I think I've seen it was either if it wasn't our Ken, it was a different Ken that said that they were driving and watching at the same time. So
okay.
I will say I did much better with that one than what he has done. I still had no clue what one was.
Yeah,
I couldn't even
I would have never guessed. I honestly, that's the first Malaman Green I've ever had, so I would have never guessed it.
I would have never guessed. I mean, I went with MGP on that one just because it's kind of like the easy, lazy pick, in a lot of ways. But
Justin, if you do that, I will be very disappointed. I sent you my one Albarana that I have in my house.
Yeah.
So don't send any of it back to me. Although I think you already said you killed that bottle.
Good for you.
I mean, there wasn't all of it.
Courtesy of
Keith and Libby.
All right, I think that's about all.
Hey, listen, Josh. If you want to, we'd love to do it. Like again, we love doing these things, and it gives Zach a chance to show off in a good way. Like to me, it's fun.
Show off
because I have.
Hey, it's good practice.
No, I say show off in a good way. Like it's not like it's a bad thing. No, it is good practice. And I don't do this near enough. Zach spends a lot of time working through his palate and working through like knowing what things are
in a responsible way.
I do not. The only time I ever do blinds or the only time I ever do guessing stuff like this is when we do it for the channel. I probably should do it a little bit more, but
I'm also really weird, and I have to actually go back through and redo everything because I lost everything. But whenever I try new whiskey, I normally sit down and I have my notes, and I'm not even wanting to read it yet.
Ben,
I have my notes.
Ben, I would be so mad if I smelled 4 Ambarana blinds.
Dave would just quit the whole channel and everything. I guess I would have to call Bikey from Band of Bourbon. We'd have to start doing it. But I put everything in notes so that way whenever I have an experience with something, I can go back and look at it and try. And I probably had like 600 bottles at one point in time that I had documented, and then I did a phone update and I lost everything. I lost that. I lost my spreadsheet on everything I had. Yep. I lost it all. So,
Jason, I mean, we definitely just try to have fun on here for sure. I'm glad you guys come and be a part of it because if not, this would make it way less fun. Do we have any updates of anything that we need to talk about before we're done or not done?
You're going on vacation for like 2 weeks?
I am going on vacation for a couple of weeks. I'm going to try to maybe do a couple of updates from. I'm flying into Bozeman, Montana, and hanging out in Idaho. Like we're going to Yellowstone and going to the Grand Tetons and stuff like that. So I may try to do a little hunting.
He'll probably find like a Pappy 23 for like $40 or something. So
I am going to try to hunt a little bit while I'm there. So if I do, I'll video it a little bit and maybe even put some updates on Patreon and stuff like that.
He'll stumble into like a hazmat, GTS or something.
Maybe you should. We didn't even do this, but you could have put the Patreon stuff up at the top at some point.
Well, I probably should have done that.
We could have
That
done
would
it.
have been fair.
If you've not joined Patreon and you want to, just look us up on Patreon. It's Bourbon Kingdom.
Hey, what's up, Bruzel? TJ.
TJ, what's up, dude?
We screwed the pooch on not hanging out at KBF. I mean, I know you were working, like you were busy.
Yeah, you
were
in
hosting.
it. You were in it too. I stopped and talked to you for like 3 minutes, and it was only because somebody wanted to take a picture with us.
Yeah, next year, honestly, we're gonna try to invite. I want to try to invite some people to come down. Like not only just like distilleries, but like, hey, you need to reach out and come down here.
Yeah,
but like, because I talked to Mike from Evergreen. I had a conversation with somebody from Heaven Hill, and I had a conversation with somebody from KBF, and it was wild. Like it was a heck of a time.
Yeah,
it was a heck of a weekend, and like you kind of honestly need to come down for it. So, but anyways, I say all that. It's still a great time.
Yeah. Mulch, I will definitely try to figure out where that is. I know that there's a distillery close to where we're staying. I didn't know what it was. What's funny is this bourbon thing has become like a family experience. And so my son was doing some research from where we were at, and he was like, Dad, there's a distillery close to where we're staying. I was like, well, thank you for doing my work, son.
See, his son does the work. I just bring my 4-year-old with me, and he just walks in, gets like a birthday bourbon, aged Taylor Barrel. Yeah. He has not missed. He's went bourbon hunting with me 5 times,
and I'm sure he did.
The worst thing he's ever gotten is Oak Charter, the French oak one.
Yeah. Hey, Anthony, what's up, man? Good to see you on here.
My lucky charm.
We'll hang out for a little bit longer since you popped on here and said hi.
Appreciate it, Kurt. Thank you,
buddy. Yeah, Kurt, for sure. Thank you, bud. Bruzel, thanks for popping on, man. It's always good to hear from you, man.
Are you going to Bourbon on the Banks this weekend by chance? I don't know if he's still in here or not. I need to be. Yeah, Keith, it is. He has stupid luck, and I don't even take him into like regular stores. Normally, we go and like we'll take like my wife something if I pick him up early from like daycare, or I just have him for the day, and then he'll be like, Dad, let's go bourbon hunting. I'll be like, no, son, we're not going to liquor stores or anything else. And so I always end up taking him, and he's a sweet kid. He works those angles.
Mulch, thank you. Listen, I'll take any information I can get out in Wyoming. We're staying in Teutonia, which I don't know if is that in Idaho? It might be in Idaho. I can't remember. We're flying into Bozeman, and then we have to drive 3 hours to our place. So
yeah. No, TJ, I totally understand not going to. In my opinion, KBF is better than Bourbon on the Banks. I'm not dogging it in any way, shape, or form, but definitely need. You know what we should do next year?
Todd, you're going. Oh yeah, because you asked I think you asked me earlier if we were going, and I think I said I think Zach has to work this weekend, and
I didn't apply for media passes either. I think we could still get them. I mean, the people. Oh, look, I'll say this: the people that were getting media passes at KBF, everybody was super nice, but everybody was kind of getting media passes. It was kind of like kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But I will say next year, here's what we should do. We should send the wives. Like send them on vacation with the kids, and then we just take over this house as like the bourbon hangout.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you're like 20 minutes away.
Yeah,
be perfect.
Yeah, this would be perfect.
So
you just have to put up with my dogs. That's it.
Just put them out back.
Listen, they're not outside dogs.
They are just like Dave, man. They are bougie to all bouginess.
That is true.
Here's what we do. I just stay here the weekend. I get my dog sitter to watch my dogs and your dogs at my house, and then we just pay to get all the hair cleaned up.
I mean, honestly, Huck would be fine. Huck would just like once everybody got in, he would just chill and lay down somewhere.
Look, my dog Apollo and Huck are best buds, so they'll be fine. And honestly, Aries too. He'll be good with Aries. Now, what Aries and what's her name will be?
Yeah,
that's a different story.
Yeah, a B Cubed. I have been thinking through my head like if and when we do have like our own event, I've been I've been thinking of a few names for it. It should be fun if we get to do it.
He thinks of the event, and here I am contacting distilleries about doing stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
We actually have a pretty good contact with Whiskey Row in the whole setup down there if we did something.
Huck,
and everybody's kind of on board with it.
Huck like Tombstone the movie. I'll be your Huckleberry.
But we actually have that, and then also Ron at Bardstown.
Yeah.
So
always Ron. I don't know if he's still on here or not. He goes to bed early. He works hard.
Him and I believe in the same thing. You know, you do a lot of work, blah, blah, blah. We carry Dave.
Listen, I'm okay with that. I have no problem with that.
Oh, man. All right.
No, I think my wife would freak out if I actually gave my dog Bourbon. She would be like, "You're going to kill him." We used to, when I was young, and I lived with my cousin. He had a dog named Cato. And we used to give Cato Red Dog beer all the time. And he would get so drunk. It was funny.
Yeah, that actually gets a lot worse.
Yeah, I'm not drinking any more of that for sure. Are we gonna pour some of that?
I just want kind of like to reset my palate. So just letting you guys know really quick who I don't think we said this before. This is the new Russell's Reserve Single Rick House. They just dropped this on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I drove down there and picked it up. We just did the review of it tonight. We'll probably drop that next week.
Mm-hmm.
When are you wanting to drop that? On Monday?
Monday, yeah.
So
I'll actually work on that video probably tomorrow, maybe even tonight after we're done.
Look at you. I just want to nip. I just want something to take that floral lemongrass thing off of.
Nip.
Yep.
We won't give any spoilers. We're just
Ben, I do agree. The proof bump, and whenever I read the media thing for it, the thing was saying it was the highest release Russells that they've ever done. It's like 120.8. No, 120.2. So, which I always just forget that they just don't release high proof stuff.
Jason, will you take the spoiler? Is that right? You'll take it. And the hot take.
Here, the number one.
Go ahead and give them your hot take.
I won't give them my hot take, but here's the number one thing. We talked about this in our Patreon group, you know, where people were asking, like, or people message us being like, hey, I have a spare or a backup Russell's 15. Should I trade for this? And I was like, oh, hell no. Like, I would not trade a Russell's 15 for this. So I won't spoil anything, but, you know.
I think that gives as actually a spoil that you wouldn't trade it for a backup 15.
Yeah.
So that should tell you.
Total spoiler.
Thank you, Anthony. That is a total spoiler.
Well, you know.
I didn't
say it was good or bad.
Hey, I actually really enjoyed the palate on it. So
I just have opinions on it.
Yeah, he does have differing opinions. If you, we haven't dropped it yet, but you will see some differing opinions on the Four Roses LE as well.
Yeah, it's true.
Thanks, Anthony. Thanks for the support.
Paul, I haven't done a blind yet. I think Paul put on there, what about a Russell's 15 burst?
They're just
Old Fitz 13.
They're just so different. Like
they are.
I don't even know if you can, like, if you blinded them together, I don't know what you would get out of that. They're just two totally different things.
Man, I'm losing my voice now. They are. So it's going to be kind of like what your palate prefers and opinions and stuff like that. So that is fair. Both of them are truly great, though.
B cubed, top price we would pay for Russell's 15.
I think we said $350.
I think it's
because that's almost $100 over
yeah
retail.
I think that's what we said. We just dropped a video about it.
We did. We actually literally just dropped a video
Yeah.
about it. If you go to our channel, the latest video, we talked about like some prices we would pay for things and stuff.
Ben, I think that is a good way to. I think that is actually a good way to put it. Russell's 15 smacks you around a bit. It does in a good way. It smacks you around in a good way, and VVS is easy, like a Sunday morning.
Brian,
I like it.
I'm going to tell you right now, if you've only, in my opinion, if I've only had the Russell's 15 or the Old Fitz 13, or I will also say everyone's 23 year this year.
Mm-hmm.
If I've just had one of those, it's kind of easy for me. I would probably say one of those 3 pours is like the best pour I've had all year.
All right. Thanks, Keith. Thank you for giving us the clarification. I think we said 400 was our max, which is, again, like,
okay, yeah, 400.
Which is the crazy thing is like,
but that's secondary right now.
Yeah, that's about what they are on secondary. So,
but I'll say this though, that will eventually creep up.
It will,
because
eventually.
It's so good. It's going to win a lot of best whiskey of the year, best, Kentucky bourbon, whatever. It's going to win a lot, in my opinion.
Mulch, do you mean how does the C&B to CNF? It doesn't compare. CNF is better.
Yeah, I think CNF's better too.
And CNF was my number 1 bottle last year. I don't know if you knew that or not, Mulch, but that was my number 1 bottle.
Yeah.
Michter's 10 ended up being our cumulative number 1 bottle, but
yeah.
CNF was my favorite bottle last year.
Yeah. Agreed.
And I think if I had to pick right now, my favorite this year would either be Evan Williams 23 or the VVS. I think those are my 2 favorites so far this year.
That's fair.
With 15 right behind it. But the fortunate thing for us is we will get to test that out at the end of the year.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And I'll be happy to do that. I'll be happy to test that out.
And I like how we kind of do it now. Instead of doing it together, we blind it separate and we figure it out on our own. And then we just average it.
And Mulch, honestly, if you have a CNF already, great. But if you were looking to either buy a C&B or a CNF, to me, I think, and maybe even you, I think you would say,
I would say CNF.
Yeah, buy the CNF.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Ken, I don't disagree that Old Fitz 17 is good. It's just, I don't, in my opinion. Okay, so this is coming from somebody who's a big dusty
I agree.
guy.
I do like the 17 as well.
Yeah, I don't think 17 year is bad. We reviewed it last year, and I didn't hate that. A lot of people will argue the 19 was the best one before this 13 that came out. I think the 19's good. I think some combination of 17, 16, then I think 19, in my opinion. But that 13 is just above everything else, in my opinion.
It's just you talk about perfect bourbons.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I guess that can change from year to year, but I feel like that VVS is pretty perfect.
Well, the longer that I am into bourbon and whiskey, like, you always want something that's different, but like good, right?
Yeah.
And I think this year's Old Fitz, that 13 is so different, but it's really a dusty.
Yeah.
And
it really is.
And I love dusties.
Yeah.
Like I absolutely love them.
Yeah.
And it's just such a different profile. Some people don't love dusties because they come off a little soft at times.
Yeah.
And I understand that totally.
Yeah.
But
I get it too.
Just the aspect of that and just being able to modern, like a modern dusty, basically. Like, I thought last year CNF had like an artificial dusty note.
Yeah.
Somebody said that to me. I was like, yeah, it's such a great note. I wish I'd thought of that on my own.
Yeah.
And really this year's Old Fitz 13 really just tastes like that. So,
yeah. Anything else we need to talk about? I think we should maybe share a little bit about maybe some bottle giveaways that we might do.
Oh yeah. So
I just think it's good to hear this.
we haven't put them out there on social in any way, shape, form yet, but we are going to be doing a Patreon giveaway. A couple bottles that we have right now. I think we have our 3.
I think we do have our 3.
So we are going to do. We have a Blanton's Gold Pick from Liquor Barn. That I think it's actually really good. Honestly, it tastes like a proofed up Eagle Rare, and I think it's kind of awesome in a lot of ways. And I'm shocked how much I liked it.
Which one?
The Blanton's Gold.
Oh yeah, the
I think
Blanton's
it's Barrel
Gold,
9 from Liquor Barn.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that, and I was surprised how much I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
We're also going to give away a Disco 12, and then we're also going to give away a Heaven Hill Heritage Collection 18-year.
Yeah.
Which we just did a blind with that with Elijah Craig.
You'll get to see the results of that.
C badge.
Yeah.
C-badge.
Maybe will that be our Thursday video?
Next week?
Yeah.
Can be. I don't care.
All right. We'll make that our Thursday video next week.
I'm just going to say, a lot of people have been crapping on.
Yeah, so
the 18-year,
a Blanton Gold Liquor Barn Store Pick. And the good thing about Liquor Barn Store Picks and for us around here, Evergreen and Liquor Barn, both generally speaking, do really good picks. Like they just, whoever goes on their picks with them, they generally do pretty good picks. You don't agree with that?
Okay. Here's my opinion about barrel picks in stores and everything else. I'm not going to say that they can't do good barrel picks. That gold pick is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm being dead serious. Like it is a really, I don't want to put it in the, whenever I'm giving away bottles.
Bruzel,
it's not because I'm giving away.
I agree with you, Bruzel.
See, so I agree, Bruzel. Whenever we were sitting there having this conversation, like people forget. Because people look at it, it's like, well, it's not Heaven Hill 17. Well, it's like, no kidding.
I feel like I don't know. When we reviewed it, we both liked it when we reviewed it, but we were just like, it's not quite at that 17 level. But the more I've gone back to it, the more I'm like, dude, this is actually really good.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
So with that being said, I won't give away a pick that I don't think is like really, really good or exceptional. And I think that Blanton's Gold pick is really good. I've always been a Blanton's Gold fan. I've actually preferred that over a straight from the barrel.
Yeah, for sure. And by the way, that's the pick I did. I did a Blanton Gold pick. So if y'all didn't hear that when we were talking about it at the beginning.
But with that being said, here's the thing about going and doing picks and so on and so forth. In Bruzel, you can sit here and probably vouch for a lot of this. A lot of places now, especially like the big boy distilleries, like if you're not able to kind of have, I don't want to say influence, but like, it's not about influence, but it's like, I'm already harping on certain people we're getting ready to go do barrel picks with. I mean, like, hey man, don't forget about us, save some good barrels, like whatever, blah, 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 blah. Because whenever you're these big stores, like Total Wine, Liquor Bar, and Cox's, and they're going through and they're trying, like Cox's just went and did Buffalo Trace and they did like 15, 20 barrels, whatever it was. They just roll them out. Just you're picking through. But here's the thing. I know whenever I went and did a pick not too long ago and Freddie was there.
Yeah.
Freddie knew we were coming and he's like, yeah, we had 2 of them. We had to send back because we just didn't feel like they were ready for you guys because we wanted to make sure this pick was good.
Hey, Jason, I don't know if you're on Patreon or not, but hey, listen, if you're on Patreon, you could sniff one in Louisiana because it could be sent to you from the lovely state of Kentucky.
Blake, I'll make you a deal. If you put one of those up, then I'll put one of mine up.
Hey, Bruzel, by the way, just a question. I sent you your sticker from the Blanton's bottling area. Is that a gold or is that just a regular Blanton's that you're pick that you're doing?
Joe, I bet you. Well, actually, Joe, I don't know if you are going to see it or not because you're. Ron, are you still in the chat? If so, is Maryland? Is Maryland getting Disco 12 if Ron's in here?
Bruzel, if anybody has gold clout, it's you, buddy. It is you.
He ain't wrong.
Did they tell you it was bottled? Because you were you were in this little look like mail slots, and I just happened to somebody actually told me on our pic. They were like, "Yeah, there's a Bruzel sticker over there." That's why I took the picture of it. I snuck over and took a picture of it. So those are some of the bottles we're giving away. I think it's, if you're on Patreon, you'll kind of get a chance to be a part of that.
We'll do it sometime towards the end of the year. I talked about the end of this month, but then I was like, I don't want people, like, honestly, I kind of want people who are signed up, ready to go.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, so here, retailer. Yeah, no, Bruzel, I get it. They're that's an interesting distillery to say the least. They're not like other distilleries. They're just they are very business minded, and they are ran like a big corporate, which it makes sense because they really are a big business. But they are ran much more corporate than pretty much any other distillery.
And Bruzel, I would assume that if your sticker is in the queue of what that little mail slot thing was, I would assume that you would be there at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I was on the Blanton Gold Pick I did with the guys in Michigan. The store owner that was there that the pick is going through, he told me that their store got 3 bottles and he was not happy about it, of the Disco 12. He was like really disappointed that he didn't get more Disco 12.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think he messaged Ron about it and was like, well, hey, what's the deal, dude? I mean, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I think, Disco 12, Disco 11 was was a much smaller run than
the
previous few.
Yeah.
And it's like, what, 1/3 the size of Disco 11?
Yes.
So,
yeah, for sure.
Anyways.
So just kind of be on the lookout for that. We want to give everybody, we've got a couple other things, in the hopper with Patreon. I think we're close to maybe doing some shirt orders and stuff like that. We're kind of working through making sure we get a good shirt that everybody's going to like and it's going to hold up and all that kind of stuff. Some things that we never probably thought we would be doing with the channel are some things that we're dealing with. And so we want to make sure like everything we do is a quality in like if we're going to give you something, or if we're going to offer something, we wanted to make sure that like it holds up and it's not going to be like a shirt
for sure.
That a shirt you wear once, you put it on and then it shrinks when you wash it and you're like, I can never wear this again. I have a bunch of shirts like that. Every shirt that I wear ends up shrinking and I give to my wife. And so we're trying to kind of get away from that. So
what's up,
Joe? And so we're also going to try to do some other things too, just through that. There's some stuff with Patreon that you'll automatically get as a Patreon member if you depending on your level and stuff like that. And again, we're kind of sampling through all that stuff now too. I just think that it's cool for you guys to see it. And if you're not on here, if you're on here and you're not a Patreon member, you get
oh, what's up, Jeremy?
You kind of get Jeremy, what's up? Jeremy, we got you, bud. And trying to do some of that stuff. Just we're going to be doing a bunch of stuff like that. There's samples eventually going to happen too, and just a bunch of stuff like that. So
yeah.
Listen, Keith, I'm 6'4", 6'3", 6'4". I get you. Like I always, my wife dries them and then they're done. Like I'm just like, you can't dry my shirts, babe. She's like, well, you do laundry, and I'm like, well.
We have a hard time getting them to make sure it's everything. So
yeah.
But anyways, all right. I think I need to get out of here because I got to drive home.
Now,
and I still got to work tonight.
Hey, see,
not at my job, but doing YouTube stuff. So.
You know what's funny is this is how I feel every time I go over to his house and record. Just so you all know, like we don't live that far apart, but
it's about 30 minutes.
It's 30 to 40 minutes, just depending on traffic and stuff like that. So
traffic.
Some of you live in big cities, and it does like you're like 30, 40 minutes. That's what I drive to go to the grocery store. For me, I
that'd be
drive 5
terrible.
minutes to go to the grocery store or whatever.
Yeah.
So we have to make plans to.
Yes,
to do
you're
that.
you're 1,000% Ben. Can't be ruining that day job now. So
Yeah, don't ruin the day job. So, all right. Well, anything else?
no, I think that's
Guys,
pretty much
we
everything.
love it. We thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Again, we're trying to do this about every 2 weeks or so, 2 to 3
about
weeks.
every other week.
Yeah. We'll be it'll be probably a little bit longer on this one because I'm going on vacation next week. And then he starts working nights the following week, I believe.
Well, you go on vacation.
Yeah.
I go to Jack Daniels to do the Jack Daniels stuff
Now,
that they
see-
invited me down to do.
Now,
Well,
see,
they
you had to
actually
bring it up.
invited both of us down to do stuff with Jack Daniels, but somebody wanted to go on vacation more than go to
I
Jack
already
Daniels.
had vacation planned before they called us and said we would love to have you all come down and be a
Yeah.
part of this.
So we're going to do that, and then so I don't know. It'll be sometime,
Yeah.
but might be a week or two.
Yeah. So hopefully we get it not this week coming up, but the next week. But it may be the following week, just depending on how the schedules work out and stuff like that.
Sure.
So, well, till the next time.
All right, we'll see you.
We'll see you.
All good.